Ladies and gentlemen, now it's Too Late with Alan Mosley.
Wow. It's that sudden moment of, what am I doing here?
Yeah,
you know,
I had that too. Yeah.
Oh, okay. It was just me then. Great, guys. Welcome back for another episode of It's Too Late. I am your host, Alan Mosley, joined as always by the #1 producer in late night. It's Dave Willimowski. Dave, how are you doing?
Doing good. Same old, working, getting a little harder.
Yeah. Y'all, come on.
Wow, it's getting a little harder to breathe out there, but still getting by. Gives me an excuse not to go out and work in the yard or anything.
Yeah,
how you doing?
That's crazy. I saw some we're going to get to that in a second. But apparently there's going to be a new Great Lake, I guess. I don't know. I mean, I don't know how that works. I'm not a geologist or whatever. But yeah, in international news, check that out. Tough break for our neighbors up north in Canada, right? Take a look at this right here.
Hold
Dave,
on.
whenever you feel like getting around to it.
go.
Yeah, thanks, buddy. Yeah, we're off to a great start. Canadian wildfire emissions hit record high as smoke reaches Europe.
Wow.
Wow. Yeah, right. That's crazy. Well, I mean, you guys are a hell of a lot closer to there than Europe. Have you guys noticed any smoke up there?
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's real hazy out, and you can smell it. I actually went outside last night, kind of walked out to the road to see if there was a house on fire or something, because I hadn't heard anything more about the fire since the initial hazing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Speaking of that, because when I see these, just we'll call them natural disasters. When you see something like that happen, you think to yourself, how could this have happened? Why do bad things happen to good people? If only we understood why that could possibly happen. Oh, Dave, you are really not on it tonight, man. Feel free.
No, I don't.
Okay, we'll just do that right there. Yeah. So anyway, Pride Toronto. If you guys missed that this year, it was a really big deal. Yeah. Jesus Christ. Do you want to just go back to the countdown timer? Or are you good?
No, I'm good. Yeah,
right.
I'm studying the notes and
okay. All right, I'm gonna try it again. Dave, have you guys noticed any smoke up there?
No. I mean, a little bit, but it doesn't seem too bad.
I spent all this time working on this stuff, and now we can't use this monologue in a clip. It's already dead. We can't clip it.
Well, you weren't gonna clip it.
Don't you fucking tell me. In celebrity news, oh my God, thoughts and prayers to the woman herself, Madonna. Do we have a picture of Madonna, by the way?
Oh yeah, hold on. Here.
Yeah, that's her.
Right there. Wow.
Yeah. She's had a little work done. Yeah.
Looks great.
Yeah, you get that age, But apparently she was found unresponsive at her home. I didn't even see anything about this. Apparently this was this past weekend. I think she's in ICU. I don't know what's going on there. Yeah, there's people in chat already wondering out loud. I wonder if it's because of the vaccine. But if anybody's been poked one too many times, it's Madonna. Am I right? Yeah, and if you think I'm gonna feel bad for saying that if she dies, you don't know me. They don't even know me.
I know you.
All right. In political news this evening, another faux pas by the one and only President Joe Biden. Earlier today, he misspoke about Russian President Vladimir Putin in regards to the recent alleged coup attempt in Russia. Here, take a look.
It's hard to tell, but he's clearly losing the war in Iraq. He's losing the war at home. And he has become a bit of a pariah around the world. It's not just NATO. It's not just the European Union. It's Japan. It's 40 nations.
He's losing the war in Iraq, says President Biden. I didn't realize Putin was fighting in Iraq. That's crazy. But don't feel too bad for Biden, because he's not the only one with Iraq on the mind when it comes to brutal, unjust invasions. Take a look at this.
The result is an absence of checks and balances in Russia, and the decision of one man to launch a wholly unjustified and brutal invasion of of Ukraine.
Wow.
Iraq. Anyway. 75.
I love the audience. So this war criminal goes up there and he lets slip a brutal invasion unjust of Iraq, and everyone goes, Jesus Christ, conservatives, Oh, he said it. I wonder if the 500,000 dead babies are laughing as hard as they are. But to go back to Biden though, why Iraq is on his mind is it's that guilty conscience that he has, because he was the one helping sell the Iraq war in the Senate. Mm-hmm. Yeah, back before during the Bush presidency. And then what happens next? Then his good son, not the Hunter one, the other one, goes over there and gets brain cancer and dies.
Wow.
Why is it you don't laugh at the jokes, but then when I say something like that, Dave is like,
That's nervous laughter. That made me uncomfortable.
I mean, where's the lie, though?
No, there is none. Yeah.
Yeah, his good son died from the chemicals in the war in Iraq, and it's thanks to his dad.
Oh.
Yep. Write that down. I said it. Yep. Correct. 100%. Good. I'm glad. In sports news, actually a really sad story coming out of the NASCAR community. I want you to take a look at this right here. If you're a big fan of Jimmy Johnson, he actually won't be racing this upcoming weekend because his in-laws and nephew were found dead. The bodies of Jack Janway, 69, his wife Terry, 68, and their grandson Dalton Janway, 11, were discovered Monday at their home in Oklahoma. Police reports suggest that Terry, the wife, shot and killed her husband and grandson before turning the gun on herself.
Wow.
Yeah, it's nuts. You know what? I'm sold. I'm now going to be for gun control.
Really?
We have got to keep weapons out of the hands of women.
Well done.
Women are, in fact, demented. They are dangerous people.
All
right, anyway.
For that.
Yeah, no, yeah, it's fine. And finally this evening, the combat sports world is abuzz. Take a look at this right here. Elon Musk and Mark Zuckerberg agree to hold a cage fight. Yeah. This started as a funny back and forth, but allegedly the two men have agreed to doing it. So Elon Musk was the one who suggested it. Mark Zuckerberg immediately fired back with time and place. Let's get it done. And Elon Musk says, Octagon in Vegas. They want to do a UFC style. Can you believe that shit? Now,
please.
Yeah, yeah. So first of all, please. But second of all, it's not going to happen, you guys. Don't get too excited because Elon Musk is like 50. It's like a 51-year-old walrus. Like they don't just let people fight like that. You have to be sanctioned by an athletic commission. So I think it's going to be a lot of talk for nothing. I mean, they could just go do it amateur style. They could just go to a gym and have it out. But but Elon, they didn't want to do that. They actually want to televise it and you rake in the dough and all that. So with that in mind, let's take a look at the tail of the tape right here for Elon Musk versus Mark Zuckerberg. Height 6'1" versus 5'8", weight 85 kilograms to 70. So by the way, that's the next problem is Elon Musk is like a heavyweight. And Mark Zuckerberg is like a gnome. Oh yeah. So they don't just let that. Like, they don't do that. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't be 100 pounds heavier than your. They just don't do that. Of course, Elon Musk from Mars. God only knows where Mark Zuckerberg is worth. Check that out. Net worth $243 billion to only a paltry $102 billion. What a pores.
Yeah, so poor.
Yeah. Bad news for Elon, not built like an athlete. Zuckerberg's actually been doing jujitsu lately, so he's actually got some athleticism. But who's built like a 1950s fridge?
That's right.
That's right. That's Elon. You know a thing or two about that? Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Things last forever.
So before we move on to the commercial break, I just want everybody to know, got some risque stuff coming up later in the show. It's the last episode of Pride Month, Dave. So I thought that we would go out with a bang and celebrate Pride tonight. And we're going to do that later with our special guest Shaine the Hapatarian. But guys, we're going to be back with the meme of the week and the viewer mail right after this commercial break. Don't go away. back to the show, everybody. Let me tell you about tonight's first sponsor, which is Fox & Sons Coffee. Take a look at that. Fans, if it's too late, use code ITL and receive 18% off orders of $25 or more. Shipping's always free on orders of $37.99. That's foxandsons.com. I've actually got some right here. This is the Den Blend Light. Can we get a shot of that? Just
look at that. It's everything you ever needed.
How do I quit you?
Can't.
All right. So anyway, this is from the origin is Latin America. Ooh. They got a lot of neat stuff down in that Latin America. The Den Blend Light Roast is light and bright. Well, everybody knows that lighter skin is better than darker skin. So if you got that down, the Den Blend Light. Yeah. What?
Beans. The lighter beans.
Yeah. What did I say?
Maybe you said
so anyway, that's Fox & Sons Coffee, which you can find at foxandsons.com. We haven't gotten a good one of these in a while.
Yeah, they've been pretty crap.
Yeah, I think the last one we got was something about our extended warranty.
Finally reached you.
You will always have good luck in your personal affairs. So that's fucking bullshit, am I right?
Will always.
So first of all...
Not starting now.
Always. And second of all, me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those things are trash.
All right. 18, 34, 46, 11, 33, and 17.
46.
Wouldn't it be awesome if somebody actually took our numbers and won the lottery?
Yeah, we wouldn't know.
Yeah, they'd never be back. I mean, they'd be this shit. You kidding me? But frankly, if I won, I'd also never be back.
Yeah, I'd never see you again.
Yeah, I'd give you your half.
Half.
Yeah. You know, you're third. Third's got to go to Aaron.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, and yeah, I would do that though, Dave. For real, I would.
Half.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. You don't believe me?
You never lied to me before. Why wouldn't I believe you?
You're gonna think this is it. This is the one. All right. Hey Dave.
Yes, Alan.
What time is it?
It's time for meme of the week.
Oh boy.
Oh no.
Would you spin this wheel if landing on red means you get shot in the head?
Wow.
It's a win-win situation.
Oh, that's a silver lining.
Yeah. Okay. All right. But real talk for a second. I would spin that wheel. Did you see the numbers on that thing? Are you kidding me?
They're big numbers. Yeah.
Yeah.
And most of it wasn't shooting yourself in the head, so that's pretty good.
Yeah, because see, most people like to do the one where, like, if you had a button, and if you press this button, you get $1 million, but a random person dies. I wouldn't even let them finish the sentence. I just, I'm doing the math in my head, and I'm thinking 53. All right, I don't give a shit. I mean, you know, like they could be undesirable folk.
Oh, maybe it'd be a net positive.
Yeah. I mean, if one of the button presses was Madonna, you're only missing out on like 7 more minutes of life. So who, you know, yeah. But we do have a bonus meme. Check out the bonus meme.
Oh no.
Oh, I love these word scrambles.
Oh.
Okay, Dave, what do you have for number 1?
Spine.
Spine, correct. Hold on. Where's our ding button? We still got that? You're supposed to, there we go. Okay.
There we go.
All right, what do you have for number 2?
Oh, I should have looked ahead. Thrial.
It's lither. Lither. Yeah. Lither.
Is that a word?
Yes, it is. Yeah. What do you have for number 3?
Ring.
It's
agreeing.
Excuse you. It's ginger, Dave.
I should have known that.
Ginger. And finally, bonus round. What do you have for number 4?
Subtext.
Subtext. That's correct.
Oh,
you got it. Subtext. Very good.
That's my favorite.
You got what? 2 out of 4. That's not bad. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay,
We'll let chat tell us what you had for those 4 during the next break. But let's go ahead and answer some viewer mail.
Man, I didn't know I was gonna be put on the spot like that.
I bet chat got them all.
I know they did.
Oh, I mean, they got something out of them. All right. Our first question comes from Tim Weissong, who writes, Dear Alan and Dave, do either of you use a water filter, and are they worth buying? Do you guys do that? Do you do the filtered water stuff?
Yeah, I got an under the sink reverse osmosis system. The extra little tap.
That sounds like bullshit. I'm sorry.
No, it is. It tastes better. At least. It might not do what it says, but it tastes better.
All right. I did at one time. I used to do that. I used to like fill up jugs out of the filtered, but I'm pretty sure the tap water here can't be filtered.
Yeah,
like it's just not physical. Like, you know how the masks didn't actually protect you from COVID?
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah. So hope that helps, Tim. Justin Campbell writes, Dear Alan and Dave, would you be willing to take $6 billion and then go stage a fake coup only to end up in striking distance of Kiev? Or is that something Russian mercs do? Sincerely, the guy in Ukraine who hoped that was actually going to work. Yeah, it's tough times over there. There was a whole thing where they were saying that there's a coup, but it turned out that actually wasn't. That wasn't actually happening. And now Putin is even more popular, and he's got even more conscripts in the military. I think this is what the Ukrainians should probably do, is just hide.
Oh. They should coup themselves.
No shit.
They wouldn't expect that.
Yeah, they should try overthrowing the Nazis, because if you wait around for someone else to do it, like the Russians,
oh, that doesn't turn out good.
All right. Aaron writes, Aaron Kittner, our mod. Aaron, how are we doing on those links? Oh, there. They're right there.
Yeah.
Dear Alan and Dave, what is your most unpopular food opinion? Ooh.
Oh.
Most unpopular food opinion. We got to do that unpopular segment again. Unpopular opinions. Remember that?
Oh, yeah, that was good.
Let's do that next week.
It was all produced and stuff.
Right?
Yeah, that was nice.
Yeah, write that on the note. We'll do that. All right. Unpopular food opinion. You know what? I know this is actually going to hurt you personally, so I'm going to do it. I don't like meatloaf.
Okay, that's okay. You probably just haven't had good meatloaf.
I don't really care for it. Like, if you're just going to have a bunch of ground beef, I'll just make a burger. Like, you know?
Oh, there's so much more to it.
What about you, Dave? What's an unpopular food opinion?
Really couldn't think of it. Everybody loves everything I eat. I don't know. Maybe I put milk on my cake in a bowl when I eat cake. So and I smush it all up, so it's almost like a cold breakfast cereal thing.
Stop it. Get some help.
Really? It's good.
Yeah.
You should try it.
I hear weird random laughing in the background. Do you hear that? That's so weird.
That coming through?
Yeah, I don't know. Eric Eli writes, Dear Alan, it's fucked up, Dave. All right. I'm sorry. Hi. Eric Eli writes, Dear Alan and Dave, what is your favorite movie theme song? Ooh, what's your favorite song from a movie?
It seems like I guess they do like original scores for openings, but it's Star Wars one, you know, the dun, 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 dun. Is that the theme song? That's Darth Vader's theme song, but I like that.
You like the Imperial March thing?
Yeah.
Is that what yeah.
You going?
Yeah, I got that. See, I actually like a lot of movie soundtracks. I really do. Lord of the Rings, awesome. Last of the Mohicans, excellent soundtrack.
Oh.
But yeah, some Star Wars in there too. Hard to pick a favorite. So I'm going to say Dumb and Dumber.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I've been
Brilliant.
listening to it with Derek. It's great. The Dumb and Dumber soundtrack actually puts me. It's my zen. Like I just listen to the Dumb and Dumber soundtrack.
Nice.
Andrew Avery writes, Dear Alan and Dave, if you had a fear of elevators, what steps would you take to avoid them? All of them, I guess.
Immersion therapy. You got to slowly fight that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just voluntarily get in there.
Yeah. The only thing that I'm not scared of elevators per se, but I've been on some elevators where some significant women have
okay. All right.
entered. Yeah, and then I'm reading the little sign,
reading the plaque.
Says, yeah. I mean,
doing
not
some quick math.
Yeah. Like I'm guesstimating, 350, 375, 400, and I'm like, yeah. I don't know why I don't know why it's the women. Like, it's not that there's not fat men, but fat women. Ugh. Sorry. I just want to offend everyone on the show tonight. That's what I'm trying to do.
You're checking all the boxes.
Yeah. Let's see. Gary Dykstra writes, Dear Alan and Dave, if you could go on a trip to somewhere in the world, regardless of cost, where would it be? Budget's not an issue, Dave. Where are you going?
Wow. I'm terrified to leave the continental United States, but I mean Europe. Well, Europe's kind of scary now too. Ireland. I'd go to Ireland. I hear that's really neat.
Yeah.
Like pretty.
Just don't go to the north part.
Is that where the trouble's at? There's not a lot of people there either. It's very low population.
Yeah.
That's a plus.
Yeah. Well, there's a reason why there's a lower population. They keep lowering it, and it's the problem. I mean, I used to really want to go to New Zealand because I just want to live in a hobbit hole, I just want to be
neat. Yeah.
But now they're Nazis now.
Yeah.
So it's like you can't go there anymore. You can't go anywhere anymore, dude.
I know.
Everyone showed their true colors, and now it's like, ugh. Now everyone's fat women. Everyone. New Zealand's full of fat women. Ukraine. It's just everywhere.
Wow.
All right. Brian Johnson writes, Dear Alan and Dave, did you use MySpace back in the day? If so, did you write cringy posts, and what was your song? Ooh. Did you have a MySpace? Did you ever do that?
Oh, yeah. I had a MySpace page. I can't remember what I'd post about. I remember trying to get back on there like recently because I had some shooting range videos that I posted.
Ooh.
But I can't remember what else I would post on there because it was before my political days, so I wasn't annoying like that.
Yeah.
I think my song was a Jurassic 5 song. Can't remember exactly which one it was, but yeah.
Yeah.
That's all I remember of MySpace.
I don't know if I'm a little bit too young. I didn't actually have a MySpace. I think I was just out getting laid and not doing MySpace.
Yeah, I wasn't doing that.
Yeah, so that's what I was doing, was having friends and going places. But then when I was in college, I got a Facebook because that was when college, that was the only way you could have a Facebook, is you had to be at a college where they approved Facebook and you used your college ID to get in. And when they expanded it to everybody, it's like, oh, here come the boomer memes. And sure enough, it's just every fat woman is now typing in search their username and password because they think they're logging in, or they think it's Google. So they're, what has I'm trying to think of a fat woman name, but not the name of a woman who like is here or watches the show, because then they'll think I'm talking about them. What's on your mind,
Martha.
Sandy? And it says, 1972 Pinto. And you're like, that's what's on your mind?
Can cats eat cake?
Yeah. You got to add milk so they can digest it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it can't be too
I think
dry.
it's the milk they're not allowed.
Is that what it is? Do you think cake is too dry, so you have to do... What's wrong with you?
No, it's a whole new thing.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'll get
Leveled it up.
I'll get you some good cake, and you get me some good meatloaf.
Okay.
Yeah. Dave and I only eat things in square trays.
Yeah. Easily consumable.
That's the only way we eat. All right. Keith McQuarrie writes, Dear Alan and Dave, where did you hang out in high school? Dave, where were all the kids hopping at in high school?
It's like, so I went to a county school, so there's like no real place. I mean, we'd hang out at the mall or Eaton Park where I used to work. It's like a little restaurant, family restaurant, but we just couldn't drink yet. So it's kind of like going to the bar for teenagers, but you'd sit there and drink coffee and annoy the staff and not tip very well.
I don't get, like, I know that you were at a place called Eaton Park, but I don't get it because, like, don't you park and then eat? Why isn't it called Park and Eat?
Yeah, I never understood it either.
Okay.
I think the guy's name was Parkhurst or something, and I don't know.
Yeah. So we believe it or not, this is a real story. This is how big of a nerd we were. So I was in AP history when I was in high school, and we used to go to Burger King to study our notes for the big AP history tests. And they hated us so much because we would now we ordered food. We were not just there hanging out. We would order food, but then we would get like 17 gallons of refills out of the soft drink machine. Yeah. But I mean, Burger King, right? Like,
they're causing trouble.
Yeah. Right. Like, would you rather these kids be on the street?
Yeah. These AP history kids out there.
Yeah.
Raising a ruckus.
Oh, I thought you were going to say something. I thought you were going to say raping. I'm like, God damn.
Took a hard turn.
Yeah. Well, they shouldn't have kicked us out. How could you do this to me, BK? All right. Ryan Seifert writes, Dear Alan and Dave, what have you learned about yourself lately? Oh, Jesus. Dave, have you learned anything about yourself recently?
I think I've learned the extent to which I'll go to not talk on the phone with anybody. Because I've had this thing that I have a real simple thing I need to do, and it's been since before the live show that I was supposed to call these people, and I just can't bring myself to do it. It's real bad.
Actually, you know what? Because Ryan, because I love you, I'll give you a serious answer and not a bullshit answer. I think I'm worried that I'm not as angry as I used to be. But that worries me though, because it's like, do I just don't care anymore? Like is the passion gone? You know what I'm saying?
I see where you're coming from.
Like, where's the fire? Like, it used to be, oh, Alan stubbed his toe. He's going to drown a kid. Here it comes.
Here comes the rage.
Yeah. But lately, it's just been like, yeah, it is what it is.
Stuff happens. Yeah.
The day I run out. Boy. All right. D3 writes, Dear Alan and Dad, did you ever have a swimming pool as a kid? Did you guys have a swimming pool?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we had like one of the biggest like out of ground pools you could have at the time. It was like, I don't know, 26-foot round pool. It was nice. It was really cool when we first got it, and then it was just kind of a chore for my dad, and we got bored with it. He just still had to maintain it.
Yeah.
But it was nice when friends were coming over and stuff.
Yeah, same. See, we got a pool when I was a little bit too young to really enjoy it, if that makes sense. Like, I wasn't having the chicks over for a pool party then. I was too young. And then when I was of an age where that would have been like a thing, we were done with it. It was I had moved on to computer games by then, like you can't play Diablo in the pool. So
no.
Yeah, so no good for that. Mary Lynn Wilimowski writes, Dear Alan and Dave.
Uh-oh.
Did you or your siblings ever break a bone or require stitches during your childhood? Dave, broken bone, stitches?
Let me see. I think my first one is I cut through my lip when I was climbing up on the sink getting my dad's razor or something. Somehow I cut it all the way through. Second one, I think I cracked my head open twice where I had to get stitches back here. First time I was looking in a creek with some friends and they threw a log in and hit me in the back of the head. Second time my dad was swinging me on a hammock and it broke and I flew off and hit wood hates me. I hit a tree root. And then I sliced through my hand. I broke both of these bones playing kickball. I think that's about it so far.
You might be the only person I've ever known that broke bones playing kickball.
Multiple bones. Yeah.
Wow.
And it was the ball. You know that rubber, the red rubber ball
Yeah.
you use, it's kind of heavy. So I was like shortstop, and when we were playing kickball, shortstop means you're kind of in between the pitcher and the kicker.
Yeah.
And so he kicks it as I'm running towards it. I put my hand up, ball hit my wrist, snap both these bones.
Wow. Were y'all playing with a kickball or like a medicine ball? Jesus Christ.
We were hardy kids,
Wow. Well, you are a trooper. The only stitches I had were on the very top of my head when my brother tried to kill me with a garden hoe. But I think
Did you
we
lose
told that story.
consciousness at all?
No, I didn't even feel anything. Dave, it's me.
Okay, I remember now. Yeah. Okay.
It's me,
Yeah.
It's not like I'm Wolverine where I heal. Like I think he feels pain and then heals instantly. I feel nothing and then carry it with me until the end of my days.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and finally this evening, Josh writes, "Dear Alan and Dave, it's near the end of Men's Mental Health Month. How are you? I thought it was Tire Safety Awareness Month."
Yeah, Tire Safety Awareness Month. I got my avatar and stuff.
You can't have multiple things on the same month because then it's like, well, who's more important,
Evidently not men's mental health.
No, it's evidently not it. How are you? You good, Dave? You all right?
Living the dream, man. Doing great.
Wow, that's Jesus Christ. All right, Dave, we'll talk during the break. All right, buddy. All right. Josh, I'm same as always. All right, guys, we're going to be back. Guys, we're going to be back with Shaine the Hapatarian to talk about Pride Month right after this commercial break. Your ad could be playing right now, reaching thousands of potential customers. Sadly, it's not, but it could be. Find out how to be an advertised sponsor for It's Too Late with Alan Mosley. Email us at info@alanmosley.tv. It sounded labored. You all right. Guys, let me tell you about tonight's guest. He is the host, or excuse me, the co-host. Gee, I've shit on women enough tonight. My God, he's the co-host of the Hapatarians. I'm so sorry. Oh man. Actually, Shaine was just with us a few weeks ago. So you guys remember, of course, he's an astronaut. He has his own fragrance. He's in the top percentile of test takers. Pretty sure he's really good at math. Probably some kind of an engineer or doctor, if I had to guess. I mean, just based entirely on being a noticer of things. Yeah. It's our friend Shaine. Shaine, welcome back to the show, buddy.
Hey, thanks for having me. Noticer of things, like what kind of things would I be noticing?
I mean, dude, come on. All right. So anyway, Shaine, I'm so glad you're here because I want to tell everybody about tonight's other sponsor, which is the Tennessee Hot Sauce Company, which you can find at tnhotsauceko.com. If you use promo code It's Too Late, all one word, you get how much do you get off?
10?
I was about to say 50. I'm pretty sure Danny doesn't agree. I think it's only 10% off. Yeah, you got to use promo code It's Too Late for 10%. I've actually got the ginger jalapeno right here.
Ooh,
check that out.
The
ginger jalapeno, which is quite personable. Look at that.
Yeah, try that.
Real.
Yeah,
ginger,
Shaine, what do you think about gingers?
Hey, I'm all right. I mean, they have no souls, but it's okay.
Yeah. Real gingers were used in the making of this sauce right here. Yeah.
Makes sense.
Like, they don't. It's true that they don't have souls, but they are people, which puts them a step above the people whose month this is. Yeah. I bet. So Shaine, you don't know Danny. Danny's the guy who runs Tennessee Hot Sauce. He loves our ad reads. He sells
that's
so
good.
much merchandise. Yeah, huge, big fan. So that's
Huge.
Tennessee Hot Sauce Company, which you can find at tnhotsauceco.com. Promo code, it's too late. Shaine, I want to show you a graphic here really quick. This is not a come on. This is just something from the internet. So anybody who's watching the show right now, if you've got like young kids in the room, you might want to shield their eyes for a second, because God knows nobody shielded the eyes of the kids in this picture. Dave, go ahead and show them that picture. Yeah, put down your phone, D3. Dave, go ahead and show them that picture.
Oh my God.
So this was taken at only one of the many recent Pride parades taking place around the country and in places in Europe and Canada as well. And of course, I'm sure you'll notice that there's some people that look a hell of a lot younger than 18 strolling through the middle of that crowd there. And also, by the way, is indecent exposure not a law anymore? Is that just not a thing? Like, I didn't think you could just be hanging out by a brick wall with children walking by and, you know, bearing it all. So I actually want to start there, because I want people to kind of have a basis for a little bit of what we're gonna talk about tonight. Shaine, when you see that picture right there, what goes through your mind?
Makes me want to do some. Hold on a second. Let me do some exposure myself. Hold on a second.
Okay.
Oh no, I'm kidding. Now I'm flustered because I was gonna do it, but then you guys were like, I don't know about that. So, but yeah, I mean,
and the camera unfocused too. I thought you had a whole thing planned.
I know I'm not that prepared. I mean, you've seen my show. It's ridiculous. Anyway,
it is.
But I mean, yeah, like the kids just walking right in the middle, and these guys with their freaking dicks hanging out, and you know, their ball bags hanging out. It's just like, I don't understand how people can just do this without thinking, yeah, like this is normal now, I guess. Like, it's so stupid how this has become more accepting, because with these parades and people kind of just, men flaunting their, wearing like G-strings, whatever, and then these lesbians with their freaking dyke haircuts or whatever you want to call it. And it's kind of weird, because some people seem to be more accepting of that than if like a man and a woman decide to have like a little kiss out, and you're like, oh yeah, I love you, and they kiss each other. That's more disgusting than seeing something like this.
Well, the thing that kills me is that, like, I get that there was this event going on, but how is that any excuse? Like, indecent exposure is still a crime. They're still naked in public, on top of the fact that they're naked in public in front of children. And I don't want to look at that picture again, but if you look, because there was footage as well, and I'm sorry, I wasn't going to spend all week editing the footage to edit out stuff. But you see this footage, and let's just be honest with ourselves. They're glad that there's children there. They are flaunting themselves in front of children, and they're happy to do it. And and by the way, they would be wrong. What they're doing is wrong, even if there wasn't children there, because it's just gross and disgusting, and it's not a part of a civil society. But the fact that there are children there, what kills me the most, and I'll reference something from a few episodes back. We had talked really briefly about the fact that in Florida, when they passed a recent law that said, okay, well, we're going to ban drag performances for people under like minors. So minors cannot be subject to this. If you want to be an adult and go to these performances, whatever you want to call them, then that's on you. But children cannot be subjected to it. And there were actually events that got canceled where the people doing the events actually said, well, there's just no point now. And it's like, wait a minute, what does that mean? What do you mean by that? Shaine, what did they mean by that? That it's not worth doing if there's not kids around? What is that supposed to mean?
It's all about diddling your kids. That's what this whole thing is about. They want to touch your kids inappropriately. That's all this is. It's all leading up to that. Thank you.
Yeah, exactly. Amen. That's what it's always been about. And something that I've said before too, and this is such a weird reference, but it's totally true. Do you remember when John McCain was running for president, and his vice presidential nominee was Sarah Palin. And Sarah Palin was that quirky chick from Alaska, and she would say dumb shit like I could see Russia from my house, and she said a lot of crazy things. Like, I don't think anyone thinks Sarah Palin is the brightest crayon in the box. However, one thing that she used to harp on, being the conservative Christian type that she was that it's not too late. We have to fight against the. Now this was back in the 20-aughts, so they were still talking about gay marriage at this point. They weren't talking about trans issues or pride events. But she said that we have to fight against this stuff because we're watching the slippery slope play out in real time. That today it's going to be legitimizing this activity. Tomorrow it's going to be they're going to be doing perverted stuff in public, and they're going to be coming for your kids. And everyone said, Sarah Palin, oh, you crazy kook. It's just gay marriage. Get over it, woman. No one's coming for your children. That's what everyone was saying in 2008.
So this is all Obama's fault, is what you're saying?
I mean, who am I to not blame a black man? Sure, why not? Let's go for that.
That's the whole point of me saying that. I hope you would say that.
Yeah. You're living vicariously through me. No. We already did. I was already the horrible guest on your show. Now it's your turn to be the horrible guest on my show. So you have to answer the questions in an appropriate manner. One of the ones that a lot of people were talking about was a pride event in Toronto where you saw fully naked people. I think they were riding bikes because that's good. Oh. You had naked men and women, and tend to be trending older as well, which is a whole other creepy part of it, is you have these older men and women riding bikes down the middle of the street, waving at the young children and stuff as they go by. And then there was, I know. And then there was one recently in Seattle, Washington as well. So America certainly hasn't escaped this nonsense. And so it brings up another kind of interesting topic that I want to save for the final segment, which we're going to do right after this commercial break. Don't go away. It's Too Late with Alan Mosley is proudly supported by Fox & Sons Coffee. Fans of It's Too Late use code ITL and receive 18% off orders of $25 or more. Shipping's always free on orders over $37.99. To get yours today at their website, which is www.foxandsons.com. It's www.foxandsons.com. Welcome back to the show, everybody. We're here with my good friend Shaine, who's the Hapatarian. We've already been over all this. It's something about him being a mutant. I don't know. But listen, Shaine, this is something that a lot of people have been debating recently, particularly sort of in our neck of the woods, socio-politically, which is there a place for bans? What do you think about states, localities, cities, counties banning certain activity, banning pride flags, banning pride parades, etc., etc.? What do you think about that? Do you think there is a place for those, or does your liberty-loving mind say, "Oh no, well we can't ban these things"? Where do you fall on that?
I mean, maybe if you had asked me 5 years ago, I would have been, you can't ban those things. But now that we see with the pride stuff and men apparently just riding bicycles, I don't know how the seat doesn't hurt their asshole. I don't know how that. Mm-hmm. Anyway, I don't even know why
they've gotten a lot of exercise. That
is.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, I didn't even think about that, of course, because I never had anything up my asshole before. Yeah, so 5 years ago, I would have been saying, yeah, I don't know, banning, slippery slope, whatever. But then you can go with this, and this is the slippery slope that we're seeing now with when you were talking about how Sarah Palin was one of the people harping on, oh, well, if it's gay marriage, then, hey, who knows what it could be 10 years from now? It could be like a 45-year-old and a 13-year-old having a relationship, and we're going to be accepting of that? I don't think so. So when it comes to that, get the fuck out of my society with that shit. Like that's how I would feel about that. So I'm definitely more hardline on stuff
Mm-hmm.
like that. I mean, it's it's kind of like I don't know really know how to phrase it right, but if there's gays out there and lesbians out there, and if that's who you are, then fine. But at the same time, I mean, I know there's groups out there like Gays Against Groomers who are against this type of stuff, but I don't really know a whole lot about them. I just know that's kind of what their whole shtick is or their whole deal is. I don't want to like say it as a bad thing, whatever. But I don't understand how this is something that people are just going to be willing to accept. Why are they thinking that this is going to be something that everybody's going to accept? I don't understand why you can have these parades and all that stuff. I mean, there's that classic Norm Macdonald thing when he was on Dennis Miller talking about, oh yeah, like I don't know how you can be proud of being gay. Like some guy goes, hey Johnny, hey, my gay son, he went to Harvard and he graduated first in his class, and he's doing really well and everything like that. And oh yeah, he sucks cock. Like he loves cock. Here's a picture of him sucking cock, and oh look at it. It's in his mouth and his ass, everything. It's crazy. Like how are you happy about that? I don't really understand how that's. I don't know. That's like I can't even really wrap my head around that. That's why me trying to talk it and like the words coming out of my mouth, I can't even speak English right because I don't even really know how to describe how I feel about that. It's really weird, I think. And the whole thing of me saying it was just like I said, I don't know McDonald bit.
Yeah. No, I understand. Well,
Yeah.
I think a lot of people fall into the category that you do, which is, 5 or 10 years ago, I would have said, well, I'm going to generally fall on the side of live and let live. So I'm not like for legislation to try to prevent certain activities so long as they're, voluntary and all that and all that. But the problem is that that's the whole thing with a slippery slope is that one thing transitions to the next. God, I mean, those people do it all the time, but one thing transitions to the next. So it's today it's this battle, but there is no point where it's like, okay, we're good. Thank you. This is where we want to be in society. That never happens. It's always what will be the new normal tomorrow. Wait, hold on. You wanted to say something?
So if it's voluntary for you, how is it voluntary for the people surrounding you that are seeing this? Like I didn't volunteer to see some naked guy walking down the street. Go to a nudist colony if you want to do that. Like fuck off, Like I don't want to see some fucking old 75-year-old wrinkly cock. Like I don't want to see that.
Well, yeah, exactly. So something we've talked about on the show many times is, a lot of people understand the right of association, but part of that is also the right of disassociation. And you should be able to say you should be able to say, I don't want you people around. I don't want you in my neighborhood. I don't want you talking to my kids. I don't want to know you. I don't want to be friends with you. If I had my way, you'd be you wouldn't get to live here. This is a community where we don't like you and your kind. I know that sounds bad, definitely coming from a white guy in the South, but if you should be able to say those words. Like if you in 100 of your neighbors in a small community all say, well, this is how we like to live, and this is the kind of people we are, and we don't want this here. You should not only should there be some way that you can make that happen, but you should at least be able to discuss it without getting banned from social media and losing your job and being doxxed and having death threats and like wow. It reminds me of I'll pitch it back to you on this. Everyone's heard the phrase of if you want to know who lords over you, it's the Voltaire thing. If you want to know who lords over you, it's who you can't criticize. Boy, you cannot criticize the shit that's going on in that community. Because you can't criticize the community. If you criticize that community, well, you're a bigot. that's hate speech. What do you think about that? You a big fan of hate speech? What do you think?
Oh, a huge fan of hate speech. I mean, I've been accused of saying hate speech.
No,
I say, hey, I know, it's crazy in my personal life and in the podcast. It happens. It happens like 100% of the time. I'm exaggerating a little, but and in my head, hate speech is going on in my head all the time. And but to be serious, to answer your question, I think that yeah, I think you're right. I mean, these people that say that they're victims or that they feel like they're the minority. I mean, they are the minority, I guess, in terms of like the numbers, I suppose. But the things that they're able to do, like the politicians and the lawmakers, they're able to do all this stuff. Yeah, gays can have this, and oh, Civil Rights Act. We should abolish the
yes,
Civil Rights Act. Oh,
yes,
that's controversial for our circles or whatever. We should totally do that. And but how are they victims if they're able to basically? I mean, recently, like the people at the White House freaking showing their breasts off and do whatever they wanted. And Joe Biden's like, yeah, sure, whatever. Probably because he wants to find some 10-year-old. I mean, I guess that's probably why he wanted them there, because he wants some 10-year-olds over there and hanging out with all these freaking weirdo drag people or whatever. But if they're able to do that just willy-nilly in the White House, and laws can be made to protect them, or like whatever that means, then how are they victims? I can't just go over there and be like, hey, I need something for what I want to do. It's like, yeah, I don't know. It's not. I don't know about that. But if I was like a gay man, I was like, yeah, I think some gays should have some more privileges. Let me name off some ones that they don't have, who should have some. Like, oh yeah, like 9 times out of 10, especially if you're in a blue state, oh they'll pass it like freaking immediately. But and I guess even red states too, they probably still, because they don't want to be seen as bigots or racists or whatever. They want that ism or is next to that. They don't want any of that stuff. So it's all about the language and how they're able to basically force their will onto people. And I think how that's happening, you probably need something where it needs to be the opposite. Like if they're doing force, then again, I know this is probably controversial to say, but you probably need to force your way back of what they're doing. You can't just sit there and let it happen and go, yeah, it's going to end eventually. Well, when's that going to happen? Like, when's it going to end?
yeah, exactly. It doesn't end. There's no stopping point. There's not a summit that they're trying to reach, and once they reach it, then it's going to be let bygones be bygones. That won't happen. I actually was having a conversation with some friends recently, and I had said to them, I think like my official position is that gay and trans people are just objectively wrong. They're incorrect as human beings. And they looked at me like, oh my God, Alan, you can't say that. That's terrible. I was like, okay, so first of all, why can't I say that? Yeah. Why can't I say that? Let's go over the reasons why I can't say it. And second of all, they're not normal. This is just objective fact. If that were normal, then the species wouldn't survive. That's not normal. I mean, if you have some downy kids, you don't say they're normal. They're clearly not correct as humans. They didn't form right. This is getting so bad. But the point being is, you see what I'm saying though. Like if it was a handicapped person that couldn't walk, they were born unable to walk, they're not normal. You shouldn't say they're normal. You that doesn't mean that they're not potentially a good person. It doesn't mean that they are less human, but they're not normal. And I'm very particular with using that word, because the issue is the normalization. It's normalizing all of these things. And so that's why it takes people who are going to push back to say, actually, no, you're not normal. This is not normal. This activity is not normal. And that's why we don't want it here. And you're right. You want to talk about red states. There's maybe been one or two that have at least talk tough, but there's been very few places that have had the balls to actually pass things and say, all right, we're actually going to ban this activity. You can't do this here. Now what? And have the balls to do it. And you're right. There's a good chance it would go to the courts and it would get struck down exactly for the reasons of things like the Civil Rights Act. And so, yeah, but again, you're talking to me here. So I'm the person who I don't even think that's controversial. I'm like, yeah, this should have never passed. It's unconstitutional. Yeah. That doesn't even register with me as something that would be eyebrow raising. All right. So Shaine, we're running out of time. I think we're both unemployable now. So I think we've covered the bases.
Yeah, you can't even say, oh, that was gay, but not like that guy was actually gay. You're just like, he was being gay. You can't even say that. Well, I guess exactly. Did, so whatever.
Yeah, exactly. They're not going to take our words from us. I still call people retards. I call myself a retard. I hurt my leg the other day, and I told my friend Mike Meharry I'm running like a gimp retard, and he laughed, and it was fantastic. It's awesome. I use that words like that all the time. They're not going to take our language from us.
And I know that this isn't probably related to what we're talking about, but I think my favorite curse word now, if it even is a curse word, is twat. Because I heard Jim Florentine say twat once, it just made me freaking burst out laughing. I was like, twat, that's a funny word. Just twat. Just I don't know why. Just you're being a twat. It's just so funny.
On that note, Shaine, where can people go to support you and watch the Hapatarians?
You can subscribe over on everyone's favorite platform, YouTube. You can also go to Odyssey, BitChute, Rumble. Just search the Hapatarians show. It should pop up. And you can follow me at the Hapatarian over on Twitter if you want more hate speech. I retweet and like things, and some of them are hate speech, but every once in a while I'll say something that, might be a little controversial. Maybe not. I don't know. I'm really overselling my Twitter account right now, as you can tell.
Shaine, on that note, we're going to get you out here on this one. Are you ready?
Let's go.
Is a grilled cheese a melt?
I mean, cheese melts, so I would say yes. A grilled cheese is a melt.
Oh, sorry, Shaine. No, a grilled cheese is not a melt, because a grilled cheese, of course, is just the bread and the cheese and a spread, which is butter. But for a melt, for a sandwich to be a melt, it must be bread, cheese, a spread, plus another item, typically a protein, such as ham. So if you add ham to your grilled cheese, it is now a melt.
Guess I'm a retard.
What a retarded faggot. Shaine, thank you so much for being on the show, buddy. I appreciate it.
Thanks, cunt.
I thought it was twat. You've already missed your chance to use your favorite word. God. All right, Dave, let's end the show, guys. We're going to be back to wrap up right after this commercial break. Don't go away. If you're enjoying tonight's show, consider supporting the program by becoming a member of our Patreon. That's over at patreon.com/Alan Mosley. Like our Facebook page, facebook.com/Alan Mosley TV. You can follow me on Twitter, twitter.com/Alan Mosley TV. Subscribe to our YouTube page. youtube.com/Alan Mosley TV. But if you're more of a listener than a watcher, you can get us on Spotify, iTunes, Google, and more. Thanks to Spotify Podcasts. Cod Pass. Spotify Podcast. You're a Cod Pass, Dave.
Wow. Yeah, kind of.
Dave, do you have a final thought?
I feel like every week I'm getting more and more resistant to hitting that Dave Cam button.
Yeah?
I think you successfully checked all the boxes this week. Shaine's a great guest, so it was a lot of fun. Yeah, got another show in the books.
Dave, I tell you what. You know what? You look sharp tonight.
Wow. Thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah. I got a haircut yesterday. I shaved this down a little bit. Not as Grizzly Adams as I've been.
Yeah. Yeah. The Bears aren't really into that. I've heard. I don't know. I don't know. After party?
Real quick.
Yeah, just real quick, in and out. Just
That's what she said.
Anybody hear that? Actually, I don't think anyone did hear that, but we did hear that. That's what matters the most. Guys, thank you so much for watching another episode of It's Too Late, and we will see you next week. Keep on hearing voices.
Oh.
So they can't hear him?
I don't think so. Shaine, say something.
Something.
Oh shit.
Oh, they can. Oh man.
Yeah, what can you do?
I was gonna say, because if they couldn't hear me, I'd be saying some stuff.
Well, at least we had Shaine laughing in the first half, because God knows you don't hit the laugh react buttons.
You're gonna have to script it.
If I have to write down, how long
I
have you been
have a
doing
lot
this?
of responsibilities here. Like, can't do everything.
Ooh,
Thanks, twats.
nobody gives a
Thank you.